it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I am back with a How to Kill a Kit with Style. This is my last pre-made kit in my August kit, so I'll probably I've been doing 2 layouts per kit, and then putting the rest of the stuff in the bag, so I'll probably do 2 or so layouts with this one, and then I will take what I have left and see what I can make with that. So this is that kit that I have been hoarding that has this Dear Lizzie wood veneer heart piece, and I definitely want to use this in a few different ways. So the first way that I'm going to use it is I am going to trace it on this Now and Then background paper called Girls. And so I am going to trace it, I am going to punch my holes, and then I am thinking of doing, I don't think I have enough of any one of these to do it in a solid color. So I'm thinking I'll do like this much, then how many rows do you kind of have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I'll probably do about 2 rows of hearts in each color, and I'm going to hand stitch that. So that is my first plan. Other than that, I have 0 plans. So I will turn you off, I'll trace it, I'll show you what it looks like traced, and then I'll show you kind of how I punch holes, and then I'll come back hopefully some point during August and show you all of my hand stitching and then the process of the rest of the layout. So let me get tracing. Okay, so I have traced it all, and hopefully you can kind of see my pencil marks there. So now I have this little Amy Tangerine tag that my needle's actually stuck in. And I am just gonna put it under, and I can use this needle, but I also have this piercing tool from the one with the big M. Maybe We Are Memory Keepers? I'm not sure. But I think I'm going to use this one to do and you can kind of see here that I was a little close to the edge. I should have shifted it over a little bit. But I am just going to scoot those in. And so I am going to punch all the way, and then I am going to take my eraser and erase all of my pencil marks, because you will potentially see that when you do your stitching. It may not actually go completely over that. So I am not going to make you watch me punch holes, nor am I going to make you watch me sew for the next 20 days. So hopefully I will be back shortly with a beautiful hand-stitched layout. Okay, so via the power of YouTube and a week later of stitching, not continuously, but partially, sewing is done. There it is, all done, and I am in love with it. So I did have to voice over this part because my washing machine was crazy loud. But I had originally chose a lighter blue and ended up wanting to pull this navy out, so that is what the different color is. So there is the original piece, and that's what it looks all stitched. So definitely get your sewing out, and it's just beautiful. So if you have the patience, hand stitching is worth it. So now this is the picture that I chose. It's a picture of my daughter and my husband at my father-in-law's wedding, and she was the flower girl. And it was so cute because they just decided that they were going to two-step. So my husband is teaching my daughter to two-step, and it's super cute. He taught me to two-step when we were dating, and I'm still not very good at it, but so hopefully maybe if we teach her early, by the time she can go dancing with boys, which we are not going to talk about that because that hopefully, I don't know, I can't even go there. Anyway, hopefully when she is older, she will know how to two-step and she will have a blast. But I just thought it was the sweetest picture, and it's a small picture, and I didn't want to use anything that was going to cover up all of that stitching too much. So that was part of the reason. Plus the navy in her dress went really well with that navy stitching on the bottom. So I'm taking a few pieces of paper from that kit, and I'm just backing the photo a little bit, adding some pom-pom trim and this glossine bag, which fit perfect. And that is where my journaling is going to go. And it's not hidden because I don't want anybody to see it. It's hidden because I don't want anybody to not see my stitching. Like, I didn't work for a week and then cover it all up. So that is the reason for this. Now, this particular kit had kind of directions, like it was a kit that you could buy, and it had directions on making 4 12 by 12 layouts, but I am not doing that. I am using it just as kind of a fun kit and kind of doing what I want with it. And I do that sometimes. Back when I first started scrapbooking, I was all over like a pre-made kit. Like, you're going to send me the product, you're going to send me directions on how to make it look just like it does in the picture. Love it. Now I have learned that my style is really not necessarily like those page kits. So I tend to buy the kits because I love all the pretty stuff, but I don't tend to follow the directions very well. So there was all of this chipboard that went with this Here and Then collection. No, Now and Then collection. And so I punched out the flowers and the hearts, and I'm doing a little clustering around my photo with the flowers. And the chipboard hearts I put inside the sewn hearts. And I have this big one, and it fits perfectly in that big heart right there behind the picture. My title for this is going to be Oh Happy Day. And that's going to go up in the right hand corner there and make a little cluster. Now, this ticket was on this banner sheet, and I liked the color of it along with some of these others, and I wanted to use them more as like a decorative tag per se to go in that pocket, because the tag that came with this kit was fairly small and it's fairly sticky on the back. And I do add just a little piece of scratch paper. I know that you can put some baby powder on it and that'll make the sticky go away. But that would require me to get out of my chair. And when I am scrapbooking, if I am like on a roll, I really don't want to stop for anything. And I don't really want to go look for anything, especially if I can use something else. So I just threw a scrap piece of paper on the back of that, and that makes it not sticky, and it can slide in and out as needed. So on that sticker sheet as well was that little banner that said Little Lady, which she is a little cute little lady. So I'm going to add that. And then because I put that flower behind the banner, that flower is chipboard, and so half of that banner was kind of teeter-tottering on it. So I'm just taking some of this foam from Walmart and just cutting it so that everything's even. And I love this foam. It's only like $5 and you get like, I don't know, 50 sheets, and it already has adhesive on the back. And yeah, totally in love with that stuff. Like, it's almost like a necessity for me. If I do not have that in my scrap room, yeah, I'm not happy. So I hope you can't hear the birds. I purposely came outside because it was nice and the kids were being loud, but now I'm wondering if maybe the birds and the cicadas are making noise. So I'm so sorry if the wildlife is interrupting our scrapping here. So just kind of popping things up where they need to be popped up so there's no teetering down in that lower cluster as well. And I'm really shoving it in there. So everything's going to be nice and flat. So I'm really liking the way it looks, but I do have these enamel dot type shapes. So I'm going to use a couple of the hearts around and sprinkle them in the other hearts as well and around my photo. And that bracket, I think is what it's called, in navy over there. And I'm just trying to embellish the hearts, trying to bring more attention to all of the stitching. Normally, okay, so I still want my photo to be the highlight, but I don't want the stitching to go by the wayside. So apparently it takes me 12 hours to put down enamel dots, enamel hearts. That's a little crazy how indecisive I am with that. So there's this other package that has some buttons, and there's some real buttons, and there is some chipboard buttons and a couple of freezes, and I'm just sprinkling them around. So this particular layout really only has two clusters. It has one cluster up at the top and the photo cluster. And that's gonna do it. It looks very simple and beautiful, but it was definitely time consuming. So I do encourage you to get some stitching done and remember to wear your crown. Bye!